Can you introduce yourself?
I am Marieke. I just turned 52. I am from Antwerp, Belgium.
My name is Hasna.
My name is Hasna and Marieke. I live in Antwerp, Belgium, and I work as a peace worker for Pax Christi Flanders, a peace organization.
So my name is Sarah. I'm 23 years old. I live in Belgium, and I did 4 short-term volunteer projects abroad with the SCI.
When you first think of the decision you made to volunteer, why do you think you did it? Why did you decide to volunteer?
I believe working together on a project with the same aims, it's something which brings people together. It wasn't that I was looking for money, it was that I was looking for a purpose or something to work on and have the chance to travel in a way where you get inside of the country and not on a superficial level. I think that's also a very important reason for me.
Why did I decide to volunteer? I think I was in a bit of a weird moment of my life, and I needed a change. That was not going and do the same volunteering work that I used to do. It just talked to me and was like, yeah, I think that this might interest you.
I wanted to have an impact on society. I had just graduated from high school, and I wanted to spend my time to do something good. And I came across the SCI and I saw the short-term volunteer projects, and it seemed like a good opportunity to travel abroad and to have a good impact. And I wasn't really thinking of meeting new people and living with them for 2 weeks. It was more about the work in the first place.
I think it's when the link with your own ideology and the values you share, and if you meet people that have the same level of values, or then you have this match, and then it goes easily to give all your time and energy to help. Sounds a bit paternalistic, but maybe to assist these people to go on their way and to overcome injustice and violence.
Can you tell me a little bit about your first volunteering experience?
I did my first work camp in Slovakia, and it was a great experience. It was you could say an eye-opener, but more like coming home, like finding like-minded people and meeting them from all over, and having a great time. We worked really hard. We had also a lot of intercultural discussions because we were working on a railway, and it was quite heavy work, and I was always saying the women go to the kitchen and the men go to the railway, and so we made these discussions also.
I don't remember my first volunteering experience. I think that I have been volunteering almost my whole life. But I remember volunteering with SCI for the first time. It was, I think, 2018 or 2019. I have seen a call for a participant for this seminar about nonviolence, climate, everything that I'm interested in, and I'm like, this is too good to be true. So I applied, and then I got chosen, and then I had to travel to Rome, and I reached the place, was Città dell'Utopia, which is this quite historical, nice house, give a lot of community vibes, and it was just love at the first sight.
I was invited by the president of the Soldiers' Mothers of St. Petersburg to come and work as a volunteer in their organization in St. Petersburg. So I worked there for 5 months, and that was a kind of a life-changing experience, because I thought the work they are doing, it's working with Russian soldiers and conscript soldiers to try to improve their life while they are at service, but also to see that if you are ill or if you are studying or other reasons not to be drafted, that the army is not violating your rights.
So it was 5 years ago, and I did it in Helsinki, in Finland. It was a project called Fruit Not Bombs, and it was about promoting peace and pacifism. So we collected fruit from stores that would have been thrown away, and we cooked it. We cooked vegetarian meals, and we redistributed them in the streets to talk about pacifism and non-violence with people.
How did it make you feel?
I really felt I got the trust from people that I could do it, and they just gave me this responsibility, and I took it, and I learned so much from it. But on the other hand, it was also always working as a group. I don't know how we did it. It was before email, and we had an international steering group in Russia, in Moscow, Budapest, Amsterdam, Bonn, all those places together.
It was very nice. It kind of showed me what I am good in and what I'm bad. It showed me what I wanted to do in life, which is working with people. And it was quite satisfying as well. I learned a lot.
It made me feel more confident because I was really shy. I was just 18, and it was my first time going abroad by myself and doing that kind of experience. And I think I learned a lot about myself because I realized during the project that I felt really nice living with those people and sharing moments also outside of the work. And that's something I didn't expect when I applied, to make really good friends and to live those really precious moments with them. And I learned a lot also about myself, and that I can do things, I can try to do new things. And yeah.
Did you make any connections during volunteering, friendships, or just people you grew close to?
Yes, of course. A lot. And with some of them you keep in contact, and some of them you lose contact, but then you meet again, or you start chatting again. Like a Finnish woman, we had very good contact, and we were chatting recently, and we were really saying, we should meet again and try to make this happen. When we had this 100 year of SCI, it was a wonderful reunion of people from all over, and you hadn't seen them for years. We had parted, we had families and children and careers, but then you come together and you feel it immediately again, and this was a wonderful experience. Yes.
Volunteering with SCI makes you meet a lot of people from different parts of the world. Maybe saying the word is a bit too much, but at least from some regions. And indeed, you create bonds, you create connections, and it's just because, especially if you do a project together, is it a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months, a year? It's just impossible not to be connected in one way or another.
So the meetings you have when you are working somewhere in another country, at first you are a bit cautious maybe, or hesitating because you don't know how to behave and you don't understand everything so well. But after a while you I mean, in Russia, for example, people are very talkative, so they talk to you all the time on the streets, everywhere. So it's very easy to make connection.
It gave me the opportunity to travel to places, to see some friends again. And this summer I went to Mexico by myself, and I went to see some people that I met during work camps. And I wouldn't have had this opportunity without the work camps that I did. And so I got to go by myself and then to visit Mexico with local people and to stay at their places. And it would have been completely different if I went with someone and just stayed in hostels or did the more touristic things.
Do you feel that volunteering made you more open-minded?
For sure, I think it helps in which we call the meerstemmigheid in Dutch. It means there are more voices, that it helps you to also understand the other voices, and if you have to make decisions, that you think of all the other voices as well. I'm sure that this has brought me some base, which I use still in my decision making, in my communication, the inclusive way of thinking.
I was considering myself as an open-minded person, coming from a part of the world that is quite close-minded, coming from a culture that is quite close-minded with for the if you compare it with what is open-minded in general. And I can say that definitely volunteering helped me make me even more open-minded than I was.
The experience of volunteering made me indeed more open-minded, because you come into an environment that's not your common environment. I mean, in my case, it was like that. So you hear other ideas, you hear other opinions, and so it makes you reflect more on your own. What is my frame, where I think. So you start to understand that that's not the only right frame there is.
I think leaving your hometown, leaving your country, and going out of your comfort zone, it's the best way to expand your vision on the world. And because you're facing people who have the same values in general, because you're participating in that kind of work camps and you chose the same work. But even though you have maybe those same core values, you're different and your day-to-day life is completely different. And yes, I think the best way to learn and to grow is to face differences. And if you go outside of your comfort zone, then you can see your limits, and probably they're further than what you think. You might think that you can do something, and then you realize that actually you can, even though you're by yourself in a foreign country. And I think that helps a lot, but that helped me a lot.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about volunteering?
Do it. Do it. There is no. I don't see any negative aspect that I wouldn't say to somebody to not do it. Like, in one way or another, it teaches you so many things about yourself, about the world, about the different cultures, just so many things, and it opens so many perspectives in you, not mainly like, oh, I found this job, or like, I want to do this because of this or this. No, it's mainly like a personal growth, a personal discovering of the self. It's so definitely do it.
Go and do it, yeah. For sure, I would love also if my children feel ready for it. I took them to a family work camp a few years ago. They were just a little bit older than the other kids, but they still enjoyed it a lot. And then I wish I had done it earlier. That I'd done it more often. But I think it's something I really want to give also to my children, and would advise to every young person: do it. It's you learn so much more than just sitting in the university and in the aula and listen to some person who thinks he knows the world.
I would say that it seemed really scary to just leave and hope that someone is going to be there to pick you up at the pickup point. But in the end, it's because it's scary, it teaches you a lot. And that no matter the work that you choose, no matter the country that you choose, you're gonna learn a lot. And it's gonna be an experience that stays with you.